All right. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings there to each and every one of you who happen to be tuning in today. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. I greatly appreciate it. This is Dr. D here, and today we are diving into sound treatment and we are discovering the benefits of music therapy. This is part one, this is episode 3. So, thank you so much. Any information that you want to learn about regarding this channel, please check out the description box below. Here, the focus will be on all things music therapy. So I'm excited to bring forward some amazing work that's being done around the country. Of course, many of you may know and or may not know, I'm here in the United States. I'm on the West Coast. A bulk of the information I will be sharing will be from the perspective of the United States, but I do want to and also want to elaborate on what is happening within the profession of music therapy on a global international scale, because music therapy isn't just something that is utilized here in the States, it's also utilized in many other countries. And jurisdictions. And so I'm excited to be able to bring that forward too. And I'll be learning just as you're learning as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in here. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the soundtrack to stress relief. As I dive into peer-reviewed journals and research that's being done by many different organizations, it's really enlightening to see the research that is being done on the impacts of music on our mental health and well-being and our bodies. In this particular episode, we're looking at how research reveals which artists Americans turn to when life feels overwhelming, and the results might actually surprise you or not. I know the comments are turned off, but I would love to hear your feedback. Please email me, and in the description, it shows how you can do that. Your thoughts on the results of this information that we're going to share with you here today. Okay, so we are understanding music is America's #1 stress relief tool. Tibra, which is a leading independent healthcare software developer, they polled 1,000 people across the United States about their listening habits during stressful and overwhelming moments. They also analyzed data from 155,626 tracks across 560 public stress relief and mental health playlists to understand what Americans actually reach for when they need to decompress. And here's the big finding. When asked what coping tool they rely on most, respondents overwhelmingly chose music above other strategies. That would include exercise, social connection, meditation, and more. So I want you to understand, and the focus of this channel is to help you realize how music is utilized for much more than just entertainment. And for millions of Americans, it's a first line emotional intervention. I think the reason why is that it's accessible, it's something that you can utilize immediately, and it's also something that's deeply personal. 57% of Americans said music has helped them avoid or de escalate what felt like a full emotional breakdown or panic moment, according to Tibra's nationwide survey. So that's more than half the country using music not just for entertainment purposes, but as an active emotional regulation tool in moments of real crisis. The power of sound is not abstract. It is measurably and meaningfully protective. And we're going to dive into that here on this channel to help you understand that even more. So I know the screenshot here may appear small on your end, but don't worry. My next few slides will go in depth on each of the artists listed here. So America's top artists for stress relief. In TIBRA's TIBRA's national survey, the study ranked that artists most frequently appearing across stress relief and mental health playlists. And the results span across various genres from alternate rock to pop and to hip hop. So, ranked number one as America's stress relief band is Linkin Park. So, despite being known for their heavy or emotionally charged rock anthems, Linkin Park tops Tibra's list as the single most listened to artist for stress relief in America. Now, their music, blending alternative rock, new metal, and introspective lyrics, resonates deeply with listeners processing frustration, grief, and emotional overwhelm. Some of these songs you may have heard of and you may know, even if you're not necessarily a fan per se of Linkin Park, are songs like Numb, In the End, and Crawling. These songs give voice to feelings that can be difficult to articulate. And that validation appears to be profoundly therapeutic for millions of fans. The research in music therapy suggests that matching music to mood, which is known as the ISO principle, can be more effective for emotional release than immediately playing calm music. Linkin Park's cathartic intensity may be doing exactly just that. So you may be wondering, Dr. D, what in the world do you mean by cathartic? Okay, because I want to break it down for you, because there are terms and maybe words in that I may disclose that we don't use every day. So by cathartic, I mean it's the process of releasing and providing relief from strong or repressed emotions. Okay. So let's take a look at the 10 top ranked groups, bands, and or artists from Tibra's national survey done here in the States. It said from punk pop to grunge to hip hop, America's stress relief playlist is strikingly diverse and dominated by emotionally expressive, high energy artists. So I shared number one is Linkin Park, number two is Adele, number three is Taylor Swift, number four is Blink 182, number five is Ed Sheeran, number six is Kendrick Lamar, number seven we have Alice in Chains, number eight we have Bruno Mars, number nine we have The Weeknd, and number 10 we have Tool. Now, hold on, take a second here. Take a screenshot of this. Check this out. I want you to experiment and explore listening to these artists mentioned on this list. You may say, Dr. D, I don't like that artist or I don't like that kind of music. I understand. I get it. One of the things I encourage folks to do when I'm working with them is to help to develop a flexible mindset when it comes to their listening skills. Okay. I get it. And it's totally okay. And I acknowledge when you have your particular taste or kind of genre of music. I think that's totally okay. And I think that's important. I also encourage folks to think outside the box. There is still some amazing artists out there, and still some we haven't even heard of yet, or may not be aware of because we're not, like, for example, we're not in the UK or we're not in Japan, so we're not aware of these artists. Or when they're singing or performing, they're speaking in a different language, so it's hard for us to even relate, but we might like the sound of the music. I encourage you to expand what we call in the music world your repertoire. And that means expanding the kinds of genres and types of music that you listen to. So I encourage you. I would love to hear your experience and your take on some of these groups and artists. Now, if you're at a loss and you're like, I don't feel like trying to go through their whole catalog of song lists, you can simply spare yourself the time in looking up maybe the top hits of that artist or that group first and listening. But I also encourage you, sometimes things don't make a single or the top list for us of that artist or that group. And we might find a favorite song of theirs that wasn't necessarily the most popular on the mainstream. So I encourage you to explore and broaden even beyond those top hits lists if you can, because you might actually find a hidden or golden nugget for yourself within that artist's catalog that you really enjoy. Okay, so let's dig in. So, why heavy music? And we're going to dial into the science of cathartic listening. So, it may seem counterintuitive that bands like Linkin Park, Alice in Chains, and Tool, um, but they're known more so, of course, for their heavy, intense soundscapes. But we see here that they rank among top stress relief for many in America. These are ranked as some of the most top stress relief artists. Research within music psychology, it offers a compelling explanation. And I want to outline what those explanations are for you. We're going to go into number one, emotional mirroring. So, intense music can mirror a listener's inner emotional state, creating a sense of being understood, which itself can help to reduce the stress. Second is providing a safe emotional release. Heavy music provides a controlled outlet for anger, frustration, and anxiety, and it provides also a form of catharsis. Remember when I shared with you what that means? That's a releasing and letting go of repressed emotions and feelings towards lighter genres may not offer. The next thing to consider is a neurological engagement. And so I want you to understand that on this channel, we're going to dive into each one of these areas because it's going to be helpful for you to understand the power and the impact of the profession and the utilization of music therapy within your wellness um, domain and your wellness capability. Okay. So, with neurological engagement, complex rhythms and dynamic shifts in progressive and metal music deeply engage the brain and can help to interrupt anxious thought loops. How many of y'all have like active thought processes or loops that keep going? And how many times have you noticed when you are listening to your preferred style of music that it pauses it, it either stops it or decreases it? Okay, that's neurological engagement. So, what does this playlist data tell us? Okay, so the Tibra National Survey didn't just rely on self reported survey data. They also analyzed 155,626 individual tracks pulled from 560 publicly available stress relief and mental health playlists on streaming platforms. So, this data driven layer adds significant weight to their findings. It reflects not just what people say they listen to, but what they actually save and return to when they need emotional support. So, this is very important to realize. So, music as medicine. What does this mean for you? So, in Tibra's findings, this aligns with a growing body of evidence that supports music as a legitimate, evidence based tool for mental health management. Whether you're a client, a caregiver, or healthcare practitioner, these results, they carry meaningful implications. And so we're going to dive into how these implications can carry for each person, whomever you may be. And you may play in one role of these or multiple or all of them. You may be a client in therapy yourself, you may be a caregiver, and or you could also be a practitioner. So as a client, for instinct to reach for your headphones when stress is well founded. So curating a personal stress relief playlist, even with heavy or emotionally intense music, can be a powerful self-care tool. My ability and opportunity to study under Judith Pinkerton with her Music for Life medicine protocol was awesome and amazing. And it is something I encourage you to definitely check out. You can contact me or you can research more on the Music for Life website. You will never realize how deeply profound a prescriptive music playlist can be for your mental health well-being. Um, and so it goes beyond, don't get me wrong, it goes beyond, don't get me wrong, in regards to whatever playlist you gather together. But with a music therapist's assistance and support, there's a deeper dive into the prescription of the kinds of songs, the alignment of those songs that can help to alleviate various challenges you may be dealing with for whatever reason in your life. So I encourage you to check that out. For caregivers, understanding a loved one's musical preference for coping can help you better support them during difficult moments. Don't dismiss loud or intense music as being harmful. It may be doing important emotional work. And that's when you have to um, really observe and assess where that person is with their kind and style of music. Um, Even though, for you yourself, you may not find that music to be therapeutic or helpful, but the person you're caring for, they may find it to be just that. And then for practitioners, integrating music based coping strategies into your treatment plan. This can include patient chosen genre diverse options. You can help support your patients or your clients with this. And you may see how it can help to improve engagement and therapeutic outcomes across the board. All right, as we get ready to wrap up a few things here with this particular presentation, I want you to take a look at some key takeaways. So we learned that music is the number one stress coping tool for Americans here in the United States. Across 1,000 surveyed Americans, music ranked above all the de-stressing methods that even included exercise, socializing, and mindfulness practices. We learned that Linkin Park leads the list. As the number one group listened to or the go-to to help to relieve stress. Emotional intensity and cathartic lyrics make them, alongside Blink 182, Alice in Chains, and Tool, to be America's most trusted sonic stress relievers. We also learned that 57% found music prevented a breakdown. That's over half of Americans in the country. They credit music with helping them avoid or to de-escalate full emotional crisis. And this is a striking indicator of the therapeutic power of music. And last but not least, this data spans genres. Well, so should our playlists. From pop to progressive metal, effective stress relief is deeply personal. And the best playlist is the one that resonates with you. All right, so that wraps up and concludes our discussion for today, our presentation for today. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. I really enjoy finding this information, gathering everything together to present to you. I hope you're learning to gain a knowledge and a liking to music therapy and will consider either reaching out to a board certified music therapist yourself, or working with your current health practitioner, whether that's your own therapist or your medical provider, with referring or encouraging the use of the intervention of therapeutic music to help you with your mental health management. All right, this is Dr. D here. Thank you so very much. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I look forward to seeing you again for episode 4 next week. I want you to take care of yourself, and I want you to lean in. I want you to fully listen. I want you to move with the music, feel the music, move with the music, sing with the music. All right. I enjoyed this time. I hope you did too. Please experiment and explore with those top 10 artists in the song list. Email me, let me know your thoughts as you listen, and we will see you again here next week. Thank you so very much.